Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Sharon Barnes with the International Wealth Builders radio show here on KCAA. And I want to just welcome you and hope you stay tuned for the entire show. If this is your first time tuning in, let me introduce myself again. I'm Dr. Sharon Barnes. I'm a real estate professional, an ADU specialist, an author, and a public speaker, and host of the International Wealth Builders radio show. Here we focus on accessory dwelling units and real estate services. And so I am glad that you stopped by today, and we have an awesome show for you. If you want to learn more about myself and ADU Advantage, the company where we help homeowners leverage property they already own and control by utilizing ADU strategies, you can connect with us on ADU Advantage on the Facebook, LinkedIn, and we also have a book out, Business Divas. It has a chapter in on me and the company to let you know like the struggles and pearls of wisdom that more than 22 women have encountered in building successful businesses. And so it's available on Amazon, so please reach out and get a copy. And if you want a personal autograph copy, connect with me and we can make that happen. So again, today we're going to be talking with General Contractor Arthur Meyer. He is one of the premier contractors in the Inland Empire. And I don't use that loosely. I call him a premier contractor because, number one, he's been able to help me in difficult situations dealing with development projects here in the Inland Empire. He's also built more than 40 accessory dwelling units in the area. And now that we are opening back up in the community, business owners are going out, he is back to building and remodeling commercial and residential projects. And so he is definitely a contractor that you want to know, to have connections with if you're looking to build or develop any type of residential or real estate projects in the Inland Empire. So Arthur, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. That's one of the best introductions I've ever heard of myself before. That's incredible. I need you with me more often.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy that you've been with me on several occasions dealing with clients, and the clients that we've shared projects with have given you rave reviews. You've sat there and we've dealt with problems and questions along the way, and I just think it's awesome. And then again, I've had the opportunity to visit several of your project sites and at different stages, and you've helped educate me, more on the construction side and problems and issues, which has helped me help other people. And so that's what we're about, and I'm really trying to let people know the resources that we have in the Inland Empire. As I often say on the show, we have accessory dwelling units and real estate developments going crazy in our surrounding counties in LA, Riverside, not Riverside, San Diego, and Orange County. But Inland Empire has a lot of opportunities and a lot of resources, and I think we're kind of overlooked. So we're trying to take care of that. Sure. And like I said, I am so happy to have the relationship and have you as one of my strategic partners and to have you here today. So I'm going to stop rattling, and I know you're CEO of Greentek Construction. And if you can tell us a little bit about Greentek and what makes you different and those type of things, we can get started.
Sure. Yeah. I grew up in the construction industry a little bit. I worked for a lot of companies that did a lot of roofing and painting and windows. We were all about making houses more energy efficient. And I've always liked the building aspect, and so I wanted to focus the company more on ground up building because my dream and goal was always to get into real estate development, to
Right.
build on an existing property or take raw land and develop it from the ground up. So I wanted to learn all the ins and outs of going from piece of land to building up. What are the challenges you face, and what are the things you really need to look for? And really, you have to understand California business and profession codes and laws, so you know exactly what to do and what to look for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we've done numerous projects. Me personally, I always love challenges. You know,
That's a good thing in this industry.
It causes. That's why I got some gray hair going here. You know, it causes some gray and some stress. But I've always been excited to try new things. We've done some exciting things. We've built elevators in residential houses for retired veterans. If you guys are ever in the Rancho Cucamonga area and you go to Menorah Thai Massage, we built the entire inside of that from ground up of the cavities. We've, you know, as we talked before the show, you know, we're turning an old rackety 1900 old building to a modern coffee shop. And
That's great.
if you guys get to go to Paul Martin's ever, great restaurant. We're on the finishing touches of an extension out in the back of the restaurant. So
that's awesome.
when someone says, hey, is there something new and challenging, do you want to do it? I'm always first in line, say, hey, I'll try it. You know?
That's great, and I think we've been on a couple of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit. We have a few minutes here in the first segment. I want to talk a little bit about the accessory dwelling units, and
Sure.
you talk about the challenges and different things, and we've gotten calls from some people who have these nice sized lots, maybe an acre up to 5 acres is typical in the Inland Empire. And now with SB 10 and SB 9, they want to do basically a small development, you know, to see how they call and say, how can we maximize this lot? How many units can we get on here? And so we've heard that, you know, different strategies and phases, we can probably get up to 8 if we subdivide. But can you talk about some of the challenges with that and maybe some memorable lessons from that we need to be aware of?
Memorable and nightmares? I got both.
when we're trying to, you know, develop lots and get maximum living spaces on them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think a lot of people, unless you're living under a rock, understand that one of the biggest problems we have right now is living conditions.
Yes.
There's not enough living spaces for people. And so what we've been seeing is a lot of these cities are lowering their restrictions on getting permits for ADUs, requirements, and even expenses too. I did a project not too long. Actually, I invited you to that ADU in Rialto.
Right.
And as an example, the original development fee for that was going to be $10,000 for the client.
Right.
Well, now that these ADU laws passed, they just said, you know what, we're going to forego this. We're going to make the cost a little bit better. Actually, in this case, a lot better. They basically forego that $10,000 development fee so he could build a detached, or actually it was an attached ADU to the house. So we're starting to see a lot of looser guidelines, and you know they're reviewing plans much faster with ADUs. We notice.
Yeah.
They tend to get in the front row when you're adding living spaces. So we do see that trend a lot more in cities. Setback requirements. I'm starting to see some setbacks are a little bit more flexible. I have contractor friends in San Diego where they're not even using the lot as coverage, meaning that, you know, when you have land, there's only so much you can build on that land, a certain percentage, like 35% and 50%. And some cities, from what I've heard, is they're just, hey, the ADU won't count towards the coverage at all.
Right.
So you can make it, you know, up to 1,200 square feet. And which is great. So if you're an investor or developer, it's nice to know that, you know, you can mitigate some of those permit fee costs. And you know, if you have a challenging lot or it's, you know, it's too close to the sides or back, the cities may be more easy and let you build further back or further on the sides.
Yeah. Like you said, we have a severe housing shortage, and the ADU laws, you know, have been evolving since 2017 to allow, you know, basically, as I say, all hands on deck.
Yeah.
They want the homeowners as well as the investors and small investors to come in and create 1, 2, and 4 units to help with this. They just decided that the major home builders can't build us out of this shortage, that it's basically every hands on deck. And so we're here in January 2023, and as every January we have a whole slew of new laws. And you mentioned a couple of things as far as the reviewing process. Now the new law effective this month says that cities are required to give the approval within 60 days. That's going to be challenging, based on the number of things going through. But then if they don't get the approval of the permits within 60 days, they have to give a full reason why if they reject something. So we'll be more informed, and I think people will be on their toes a little bit more. But they are trying to clean up this backlog so we can get more ADUs built, and the setbacks and so forth being adjusted. And I always tell my clients, if you can really realize your accessory dwelling unit goals in 750 square feet or less, that avoids the impact fees, like you say, $10,000 to $20,000 that you can shave off the budget if you can contain. And there are some great designs out there where you can even do the 2 bedrooms in 750. So there's a lot of opportunity and everything to build those accessory dwelling units and to help homeowners do that. So that's very exciting. I think we're going to wrap up for our, we'll talk a little bit longer about the accessory dwelling units. We get a lot of calls and clients, and the first thing we want to know is, how much do they cost? I mean, they have a thing in mind, and they say, I don't know when I'm going to start. I don't really know what I'm going to build until I know how much it costs. And it's like, we really can't tell you how much it's going to cost until we know exactly what you're going to build. So I know we'll go into the next segment talking a little bit about how we guide the clients through, how we explain to them how cost factors work and the process. So we're going to wrap up for a commercial break really quick, and when we come back, we'll continue with Arthur Mayer from Greentek Construction talking about accessory dwelling units.